Okay, welcome to this drill video. We're going to be doing a simple confidence drill, trying to shoot as fast as possible using our eyes to transition target to target. I was inspired by a Hunter Constantine drill I watched this morning. I had more targets than this and more things to keep track of, but I want to increase the speed at which I'm pulling the trigger, stop myself from over-confirming, and build confidence in myself and my grip. Recently just finished the Rushmore Open, placed at 10th in carry optics at 85.5%, which is like the best I've ever shot. Large portion of it was due to getting glasses that fixed the astigmatism in my left eye. However, now that I can see clearly, I am very slow and over-confirming, and I might even be watching the dot, which is a new thing for me because I've recently been shooting occluded for the past year of my shooting, so the entirety of my shooting, and of course the astigmatism also broke into that. So I'm just gonna be shooting fast, trying to use my eyes to transition, and yes, we're filming this, so you might get something out of it, I might hear from your comments, and it also helps me keep motivated to shoot things like this and actually use my camera equipment. So let's get into this, shooting Shadow 2 today, and let's hope this works. Okay, I don't even know the distance Hunter Constantine was shooting this drill at, but we're just gonna try it from here. I kind of remember his times from it. Obviously, I'm not gonna come anywhere near it, but most importantly, he actually demonstrated a slower time that was kind of nice to see. I like it when they do like normal crappy shooter times. Yeah, cold open. I haven't shot in like 4 days. Let's see how this goes.
Ready.
Okay, felt pretty good about that. I didn't have a good grip coming up, and I over transitioned from the top right, but felt awkward. I felt pretty good on the trigger pulls, but I dropped a Charlie there and like an almost Charlie off the draw, which is probably my double action pull, which I'm still getting used to. So let's load up and try that again. Focus on making that smooth, like bang, 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 bang. It was kind of like bang, 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 bang. So it's definitely over confirming again, but I want to be able to see the dot. Okay, that felt better. That was all A zone. But I feel like I saw my dot, which was good. Like the top right one, I definitely saw my dot. Kind of like zigzagging around like Ben Stagger talks about the slash or whatever, so that was good. The bottom one, I had a bit of a weird kind of trigger freeze on the double action pull, but then once I got it, it was a much more confident trigger pull. I've been working on that a lot to make sure I'm pulling it straight back. Yeah, so all A's on that. Let's go load some more. Okay, that second time was a 3.62 with a 1.76 first draw because I kind of froze up on that double action. Yeah, so 3.62. I don't know where I'd like to be on this. It'd be cool to be sub 3.5. Like, I guess we'll just kind of work our way down from that.
Ready.
Whew. All right, so I threw a Charlie Delta. Man, I was all over the place on that. That was a 2.65. So I think I'm hitting a goal of having my brakes come off or my wheels come off. Charlie, yeah, it was a Charlie Delta on the draw. Charlie. Whew. Yeah, off the draw here, I just think I had a bad grip and then recovered it on the incline or like the vertical movement, and then I pulled off my target here. So I came up and then transitioned too quickly. That's why it's more to the right. Because the other shot's very centered and then right. Because I tried to shoot, then use my recoil to lift it in. So it came high. Then I probably came too high over here and threw that Charlie, or it went like Alpha Charlie down, and then it ended fine. 2.65, so full second faster-ish, without the horrible draw. First shot was 109, which is very fast for me. I'm not a very good first draw, especially with the double action. That's probably why I threw a Charlie Delta. So I wonder if I can, kind of get more balanced of a draw, and then use that better grip to go from there. So let's load up and try that again. All right, so now what we're gonna do is really focus on the draw. I have a couple of issues with my draw right now. I actually got told that my weapon was sitting too low in my holster, and I had to adjust it up. So I've been training, right? I've not been very active with it much lower, which has made it easier to kind of come up and in. And I'm stuck in my head right now on that, thinking that that's been my problem with my draw. So let's really focus on getting a good draw grip and then pushing it. So it's gonna be a little bit slower on the draw, or at least I hope so. Maybe focusing more on doing this at the same time, bringing the hand up, and then ripping it from there. So let's see what we can get and wrap this up, because half of Canada is on fire right now.
Ready.
Okay, so that was 286. Oh, hit my microphone, sorry guys. 286. I threw a very close Charlie here. It's a perf break, so I'm gonna call that an alpha. So all alpha on that at 286, and I think it was because of my grip. I got a much better grip that time and then just did it. So that's awesome, actually. I think that really shows how the drill's kind of working for me and what I need to kind of push. So what happened was, obviously I shot just like 0.01 seconds slower than before, but instead of a Charlie, it was instead of 2 Charlies, 1 Delta, it was all alpha, with one being very close. So I think, focusing on that good grip off the draw and then letting rip from there was obviously the key. My first shot was 1.32, so about 0.23 seconds slower, but much more accurate and actually faster overall. I wasn't hesitating because my grip was off, because we all know if your grip's off, you'll feel it. And I was able to drive with my eyes. I definitely felt the dot kind of do this up and around, kind of square, which is what I wanted. And yeah, I think I just have to keep doing that to break myself of the habit of, over confirming on it, now that I can actually see the dot and the target. So we're gonna run one more, and that's pretty much all for the video. All right, we're gonna go for this third try here. And let's just see what we can get out of this. So once again, we're gonna do the snatch draw or whatever, where it's coming up and in, and then just make sure that we're moving quick and confident on that trigger and leading with our eyes. So let's see, we had a 286, 285 was our crazy train. Let's see what we can do here. Whew. Oh, sorry, I should probably put this away. Yeah, so that was a 260, all A-zone hits. Yeah, I saw that with a 1.06 on the first shot, and basically, I can't put this in safe or whatever, get over it. I came up into it and saw the dot on the first sweep of the weapon, and because I have that double action pull, I was kind of pulling it already, and then once I saw it kind of sweeping over, just the hint of the dot, or like they say, the flash of the dot or whatever, I finished that double action pull, and it went high in the A-zone. It's a high A-zone hit, and I think that's because I tend to kind of buck the trigger, but then the second one was dead on, and then I already had that motion sweeping up, and I think it's because I was so confident in that first shot, and the second shot, obviously, that were so quick after, that I was able to move my eyes like with my draw. So it was like looking at the bottom target, looking at the bottom target, looking at the bottom target, bang, bang, and then I just kept going with my eyes up right into that second target. And then at that point, I watched Ben Stagger videos today, obviously. I then relaxed my shoulders, and it led me to just kind of sweeping up and over. And my 2 shots are basically center and slightly to the right. And then I come down to the bottom right target, where the shots are now in the bottom right of the A-zone. So it just did a big sweep. But I'm pretty happy with that. I feel much better about the confidence shooting. And I'm just excited that I was able to get it that quickly and break that time down. So I think getting that draw and being okay with a bit of a slower draw to make sure I get everything in place is the move. I started trying to do, scoop draws, all that weird stuff, but just back to basics, getting a good grip and realizing that that's more about the trigger pull than anything else. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you got something out of this video.